Okay, I want to show you a little exercise that I've been doing with the dogs. A couple of times actually I've done this, but you're going to need to do this at your house because it's a behavior that's very specific to each individual environment. So because your dogs have a tendency or an old established habit of running outdoors, specifically front doors, I assume, what you want to do is every doorway that they've managed to kind of escape through. So I'm going to do it with the front door here, but you can do this with garage doors as well, garden gates, and I would with all of these doorways. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do here is kind of teach the dogs that they don't get to go through a doorway unless they've been expressly given permission to do so. Right now, your dogs see an open door and they just charge right on through, which is common for all dogs until they've learned this door boundary threshold behavior. This is the same thing that I'm doing with the kennel as well. So I have Buster out here. He's on a long line. It's probably 15 feet long. You don't need one this long. You just need a leash or some way to control them to make sure they don't actually get out and to provide a correction or guidance to the dog. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the door, but normally when I open the door and go through, I put myself in the way of the dog so they can't get out. This time what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the door, but open it wide, and I'm not going to stand in the way. And if your dogs go to cross that threshold at all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say no and tug the rope pretty firmly back. As soon as they come back inside, I'll praise them and maybe even give them a treat as long as they're showing impulse control and waiting inside. If they try and go through that door again without me, probably the tug on the rope wasn't strong enough for the first time, but what you'll do is you'll tug again, you'll say no and reward on the inside again. If you want to go through, you'll call the dogs through. Or sorry, if you want the dogs to go through with you, you will call them through with the word come or YES. You could also use okay. All right, I just noticed there's a car that pulled up and parked in front of my house, which will be an added distraction for this exercise, but that'll work. So I've got the leash in my hand. I'm actually going to have quite a bit of leash, so he thinks he's off leash, so he's probably got 8 feet here. And I've done this before with him, so I don't know what he's going to do. Okay. Open the door. Buster, no. Good boy! So I didn't have to tug him. I was getting ready to. Yes. And he heard me say his name and the start of the N-O word, and he made the right choice and came inside. Now I have the door wide open. Good boy, Buster. Come. Yes. So staying with me gets you treats and rewards. We're going to walk towards the door. Buster, no, come. Okay, so he crossed the threshold. I had too much line out, so my tug was really gentle, but he did get a little tug. I don't know if you were able to see that. It's hard to train and videotape at the same time. Rewarded on the inside, so I got to walk towards the door again. No. Good boy. So just as he's approaching that threshold, yes. Good. And you see here he's doing what's called diverting to me. So he's looking at me for permission or a cue to say it's okay. Buster. Yes. And then we go through together. You always go through doorways together. Never dog first. Okay? How you exit your household or your territory, your yard, really dictates how the dogs are going to listen to you. Buster, come. Yes, good boy. It also is one of these things that really helps enforce your pack dynamic or pack structure.